Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, the 16th day of April. Today is National Bean Counter Day.
Okay.
You'd think that would have been yesterday, like tax day, but apparently not. It's today. National Eggs Benedict Day, National Healthcare Decisions Day, National Orchid Day today, National Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day. That explains why I'm dressed this way. I was wondering what was going on. National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day. All of these things happening today. And I've got a guest joining me on the program today as well. Going to visit with Eric Balfour. He's got a brand new TV project on Netflix. He's been in a bunch of other TV shows like 24, another one called Fearless, and Hawaii, and a bunch of stuff. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one of the movies. Been in a lot of things. And going to be chatting with him about his new project on Netflix. It is called Country Comfort. That's on the way.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. After a bad breakup, who's the first person most people would call?
Their best friend.
Yeah, I think you're right. Whether you're a man or a woman, the person who gets dumped most often calls a good female friend. Mm-hmm. So even if you're a man, you call your female friend and go, hey, guess what happened? 27% say that. Mom comes in second at 17%. So there you go.
I can see that.
A new study conducted by the McGill University finds music can be just as addictive as fast food and money and even alcohol. Scientists explain the pleasant tunes trigger an area in your brain called the nucleus accumbens, also known as the reward center of the brain. I could see that.
Music is awesome.
Yeah, I can see where people get addicted to music. It's pretty darn good. And if you're nice, we might just have some for you coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A Michigan man caught with some meth gave police a fake name, but the person whose name that he used had an active felony warrant against him.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
he was still arrested anyway. Yeah, didn't work out too hot for you there, did it? 29-year-old Cadillac woman in a driver's seat. Oh, it's a woman. Okay. And a 30-year-old Lawton man. Okay, I see. In the passenger seat. The man ducked down, gave them a fake name, and the fake name turned out it was somebody that he knew, but it was a person with an active warrant, so he still got arrested.
Oh, wow.
During the arrest, they found 27 grams of meth in his pantaloons, also found a scale and some baggies and some cash, several pop cans and lottery tickets found on the ground outside the vehicle. The man was taken to jail. During the processing, authorities discovered the man had smuggled more drugs into jail, so he was loaded with drugs.
Good Lord.
What's this? It's even more drugs.
So many bad decisions.
So many. It's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. A new reality show promises to send their winner to outer space.
I would have zero interest in that. I think we've talked about that before, but I have zero.
You don't want to go to outer space?
No,
me neither. I bet it would be a really cool view, but I'm okay right here.
I'm fine.
So, and I know this is Big Screen, Little Screen. It doesn't really have to do with Broadway, but there's an actor that we're going to talk about, so I'm still going to put this story right here because the Broadway play The Minutes, which is expected to resume production for the 2021/2022 season, has now dropped one of their actors from the lead role following a controversy. Mr. Armie Hammer is getting the boot.
Okay, yeah.
He had following his cannibal text controversy.
Yeah, not
Still
good.
not quite sure what that was all about, but
What a
very,
nightmare.
Yeah, very bizarre. Did not help his career from the sounds of it.
Not even a little.
Although he's been in the news a lot. Big screen, little
Not in a
screen.
good way.
Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. Restaurants across America are experiencing a shortage of ketchup. I think it's the packets. I think that it's because everybody went to packets for ketchup. I'm not a fan, by the way. I would rather have a bottle.
Yeah, because first of all, I use a lot of ketchup.
Would you rather have a glass bottle or a plastic bottle or ketchup packets? What would you rather have?
Plastic bottle.
A plastic bottle, not
Yeah.
the glass one that you got to like tap and tap and tap and tap
No,
and tap and
that's
tap.
pain in the butt.
I kind of like the glass bottle. I'm not going to lie. Miller Lite is now selling a new candle. It's called Dive Bar, and it smells like tobacco and fermented yeast. So,
Okay.
So just exactly like the candle that what's her name?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, probably not exactly, but yeah, there's a Miller Lite Dive Bar scented candle for those of you who are, really weird, because isn't that just a bizarre thing? Who
That's
would
a
want that
bizarre-
smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would want that. Video of a guinea pig wearing a firefighter outfit riding a remote-controlled toy fire truck.
What?
Yeah, it's on the internet. That video's gone viral. So it's a guinea pig wearing a firefighter outfit riding a remote-controlled fire truck.
Alrighty then.
I have a link to it because, that's one of those things where you just kind of got to see it. And I always wondered about this. A woman with the world's longest fingernails, measuring 19 feet in length,
Whoa.
recently had them removed.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say why, because that's the internet question. Everybody's going, why did she have them removed?
Well, probably because they were painful.
I would assume that it was probably a big inconvenience. But how long did she have them? A long, long time. So, and if your name is Gary, you're probably going to be the last Gary that you know, because Gary is a name that's going away. Nobody really knows why. But it says you're the last in a long line of men named Gary. The name is going extinct. It went from very popular in the 1950s to hardly any right now. 39,000 babies named Gary one year in the 50s. Now 674. Not a lot of Garys left. So
674 that were just
Total.
recently named Gary?
Yeah.
Well, that's not extinct. I mean, that's
not many
still a
names.
lot of Garys.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the total number of Garys, I think. 39,000.
Total number of
I
Garys
don't
still
know.
alive?
You ask a lot of questions. Thanks for listening.
I'm confused.
Your scoop of the
I'm
day.
interested.
Let's talk later. I'm going to talk to my friend Gary about this. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today is Eric Balfour. He's an actor. He's a singer. He's a talented dude. You might know him from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You might know him from 6 Feet Under, Haven 24, or maybe for his new role in the new Netflix series, Country Comfort. Mr. Balfour, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you. Now, this new Netflix project, tell me a little bit about Country Comfort.
Honestly, this show, Country Comfort, is a dream come true for me. My first love is music, and so to get to do a show where I get to play a musician and actually get to sing and perform a little is really, it's incredible. So the show stars Catherine McPhee. She plays a struggling musician, and at the beginning of the series, she and her rock star wannabe boyfriend, played by me, have different views of where they need to take their musical careers, and they break up. and Catherine has to get a job. And she gets a job working for a family of young musicians who recently lost their mother, and she is hired to be their nanny. And it's this really sweet, wonderful show that has heart and humor and music, and I think people are going to love it. I think it's fantastic.
The thing that's really nice, like you said, this is kind of a dream come true for you because in addition to being an actor that a lot of people know you for, you're also a singer. So what came first for you? Were you singing in the band, or were you an actor that decided to start a band? Which one came first?
My first love was always music. I grew up a singer and a dancer, and that was what I thought I was going to do. As it turns out, my day job became being an actor, and I moonlight as a musician. So for me, music was always my first love. And then at a certain point, my acting career was what took off and what paid the bills. So I had to sort of put my music career, as it were, a little bit on the back burner. But, I still love it more than anything. And so that's why getting to do this show has been such a joy.
Well, and the thing that's something that's pretty common. You'll see actors who are talented in multiple areas of their life, or you'll see musicians who get these roles as actors and they just do such a great job. So I think it's kind of cool that this particular project, you get to do both.
Yeah, no, it's been, Karen Lucas, who created the show, blended this world seamlessly that every single character on the show is so rich and so such a joy to experience. And the way the music comes in, I didn't love country music growing up. I grew up in Los Angeles, so there wasn't a lot of country music here. But through the show, I've really learned to discover and find my love for country music. So it's been a lot of fun.
Again, the Netflix series is called Country Comfort. Now, I want to talk about a couple of different projects that you're known for. There's one called Texas Chainsaw Massacre and another one, What Women Want. Those are two completely different type of projects, but somehow you pulled it off and you were able to be very believable in both of those. How in the world do you go from that to that?
I think the thing about being an actor is, if you're truthful and sincere and you're committed to being in the moment that you're in, then it doesn't matter if it's a romantic comedy like What Women Want or a horror movie like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's the fun part about being an actor. The fun part about being an actor is to get to jump into these different worlds. That's why, honestly, for me, doing this show, doing Country Comfort was so exciting because yes, I've done a lot of horror and supernatural and action stuff and dramatic stuff, but more than anything, I love doing comedy, and don't get an opportunity to do it a lot. So that's getting to be a part of this show, which is like this classic old school sitcom comedy, was really, really fun. It's unfortunately we initially started shooting and then got shut down right as the pandemic started. And so when we started back up, the one big difference is we didn't have a live studio audience anymore, which was really heartbreaking because I was still looking forward to getting to do that every week, to perform in front of a live audience. So hopefully if and when there's a season 2, we get to do that, because that's something I'm really looking forward to.
Well, we wish you the very best. Thank you so much, Eric. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.
And the new Netflix series is out now. It's called Country Comfort. I'll throw a link to all of the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are over 89 million dogs in the United States.
Really?
It's a lot of dogs.
That's a whole lot of dogs.
I had an interview with the guy that played Robin on Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Burt Ward.
Yes.
And they have a rescue for dogs, and a lot of them are big dogs like Great Danes. And they, at any given time, have 50 of them in their house.
I
50
love
dogs.
Great Danes.
And I was on his website and I was watching the video. And if you have a chance, it's certainly worth. If you just Google, Burt Ward dogs, you'll get all the details. But he's got a bunch of them, a bunch of dogs. We have one. We used to have 2 puppies, and then they were both gone, and we were without dogs for a while. And now we have a puppy in our life again, and the world will never be the same.
This is true.
It's been interesting. 89 million dogs in the United States. That is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, Brazil. Brazil is building a taller statue of Jesus Christ than the iconic one at Rio de Janeiro.
Oh.
So yeah, they're now working on an even taller statue.
Nice.
Something that's interesting about the original one there. That's on like the border between 2 different areas, 2 different parts of that country or 2 different countries, whatever it is. And when they were putting the thing up, the people who had the back to, Jesus had his back to them,
Right.
They were complaining. But somebody that was in the PR department was pretty smart because they went there and they said, hey, we put him that way because he can't turn his back on them. He's got to keep an eye on them. You guys are good. And then they were like, yeah, he's got to keep an eye on you guys. I was like, what a smart answer. So that was pretty cool. So I wonder how they're going to do it this time. Think that'll work again. That is today's news headline from Brazil, brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A 10-year-old boy in Minnesota found himself in hot water when his parents decided to take a nap, and he thought, well, you know what? I need some Cheerios, so I'm going to just run to the store. 10-year-old boy. Yeah.
He took a vehicle?
He stole their vehicle.
Oh, my gosh.
After police put on their emergency lights, the boy sped up to over 50 miles an hour, started going through stop signs.
Man.
The cops tracked the car, eventually found the minivan, went through an intersection in reverse and up an embankment into the front yard of a residence.
Whoa.
The child was apprehended. The boy told the officers his dad wanted him to have cereal before going to school in the morning, so he sent him to buy some Cheerios at the store. The officer, thinking that sounded a little bit far-fetched, they thought maybe was your dad drunk or what was going on? Turns out no, they were sleeping and sober. And then the kid said, okay, I made it up. A little bit of minor damage to the side of the van, and I'll bet that boy is grounded for a while.
Oh, yes.
Probably for a long while.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, 10 years old, stole mom and dad's minivan for some Cheerios. Weird news right there. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. A Connecticut woman reportedly arrested 3 times in the span of 24 hours. She had quite the weekend. 32-year-old Heather Poplawski first busted at 6:30 p.m. on a Saturday when she stepped toward a victim with a large kitchen knife during a domestic argument.
Oh.
She was arrested. She also threatened to cut herself, by the way, to make it appear as though the victim had injured her.
Yeah.
She was charged with disorderly conduct, reckless endangerment, then released and sent to the hospital for observation, where she received a summons of some type for an incident involving workers at the medical facility. So after that, she took off and violated a condition of her parole by returning to the home where the feud took place and was arrested again for disorderly conduct and criminal trespass. After her second arrest, she was held on $25,000 cash bail. While in custody, she's accused of purposely flooding her cell by clogging the toilet with toilet paper and other trash.
Goodness gracious.
So she's had and charged again now with criminal mischief. So she's been arrested twice and written up twice, so 4 times in 24 hours.
That's a rough day.
That is a busy weekend right there. It's today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Heidi, tell me, the Willows in Parkersburg, Virginia. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? The Willows.
I'm going to say rehab center.
And the answer is...
There we
Yay!
go.
Golf
I'm
clap for
back
Heidi.
on track.
It is a rehab center. I tried to clap and I smacked my microphone. That's apparently I'm sitting closer to this than I thought I was. So that is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. And this is just an interesting story. I don't know if it's a good news story, but it probably is. Woman discovers her son's bride is her long-lost daughter. So this is from China. It's an interesting story from like a week ago. April 7th, I think, is when this says it came out. It was an emotional moment for two women in China when the mother of the groom discovered that her soon-to-be daughter-in-law was her biological daughter. The reunion occurred at a wedding, March 31st.
Okay.
So let me get to the rest of it, because the first thing you're thinking is, well, she's marrying her brother, but you'll understand here in a minute.
Okay.
The discovery made the mother notice a birthmark on the bride's hand, which looked similar to a birthmark of a long-lost child that she had given up for adoption. So to uncover the truth, she mustered the courage to ask the bride's parents, was your daughter adopted? And they said, yeah, but we never really told anybody that. Turns out, this young lady is the young lady that she had given up for adoption way back when. Now, the wedding could have been called off at this point, but it turns out her son was also adopted. So the wedding proceeded as planned. So the son, they were not biologically related.
So she gave up her own daughter, but adopted somebody else's child?
Apparently. I don't know.
That's messed up.
So it says the details were ironed out. Turns out the child went missing and was picked up by her adoptive parents on a roadside 20 years ago.
Oh, she went missing.
Yeah.
So she didn't give her up for adoption. She was lost.
Apparently.
Wow, that's insane.
So now her daughter is also her daughter-in-law.
Crazy.
I've got a link to the story. Maybe it'll make more sense to you. A lot of the stuff is written in Chinese because it's from China, but they do have it. I didn't try to translate that. I don't speak any other language, so my muttering through that was all my own problem.
That is crazy.
It is pretty darn cool, though, and I've got a link to it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.